Hi friends, Candace Gillespie here with Candace's Canvases. If you are interested in following or getting a hold of me, links to my social media as well as my mailing address are in the description bar below. Feel free to join my interactive Facebook group page called Crafters Anonymous by Candace's Canvases to participate in all the fun creative happenings. I'm trying to build that page, so head on over there if you're a Facebooker. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. With all that out of the way, we are going to go over the fifth tag. Uh-oh, I already forgot. Sixth tag in this series. I'm just breaking out some labels, dies that I have from Stampin' Up! And the special season Christmas stamp, also from Stampin' Up! I am migrating my stamps to these stamp pouches to really conserve space in my craft area. I'm in the middle of a deconstruction of my craft room and then a reconstruction, but the deconstruction process is intense. So here I am using the Misty tool, and I am just adjusting that so I can place my Christmas tree here on there just perfectly. This tree happens to fit wonderfully in this label die. Picking that up, and before I forget, I need to stamp the to and from on the back of it. So I went ahead and skipped ahead showing you how I did that. This to and from is also from a Stampin' Up! Set. It's Christmas labels or Christmas tags, I can't remember, but it was a smaller set that had a few different options. I really like the font on this one. So, all right, what I'm doing here is I'm just destaticizing. That is a word. I'm convinced it's a word. Destaticizing. If you could hear, I'm downstairs at my in-laws' house and someone is running the water upstairs. Sorry about that. I'm giving it a couple stamps here full of Versamark ink. Moving the Misty aside, here's the heat and stick powder. This is an embossing powder that you heat up, and once you heat it the first time, it becomes sticky. So then you can sprinkle like glitter into it, which is what I'm going to do here. The tags that you see in the picture, I just heat emboss those with gold, but in my craft room construction zone, I can't find my gold. So this is a second option. I'm melting that heat and stick powder down, and then it's going to become sticky. And I'm sprinkling some Burgundy Glitter. I got this glitter at a group. It was a booth at my recent Stamp and Scrap Expo, which was amazing. So many products, so many booths. So it was just crafter's paradise, and I loved every second of it. Oh my gosh, talk about inspiration. It was awesome. So the second part of this heat and stick powder is to melt it once again, and then that glitter will melt into the heat and stick powder. And then once it cools down, it's more permanent, and then instead of glitter that's flaking everywhere, it will stay, which is a really nice way for people who don't love glitter everywhere, which I don't mind it. I feel like when I see glitter sparkle remnants everywhere, it just reminds me of angels. So I love it. And then I was trying to think of how you can tell with embossing powder, you can tell it's melted when it gets all glossy and shiny, but you can't really tell when this got melted. So before I've done this, and you can kind of see the glitter sinking in, and that's when I knew. So that's the tidbit of info I have to offer. Here's some Walnut Distress Ink, and I'm just running it around the edges of this tag to give it a worn look. I'm starting off my mat and then coming into the edges so as to not get any inking tool splotches on the sides, the edges of this. And I'm going to do that all the way around the front and flip it over and all the way around the back too. Okay, once that's done, let's see, what did I get to next? Yeah, I was just testing to see, is that glitter going there anywhere? And it really wasn't. Then I'm using my Crop-a-Dile and just punching a hole in there. And then I am going to show you how I use my favorite seam binding ribbon. It's the white ribbon that I've been using along this whole series, and I changed the color of it. I really haven't found a need to buy any other colors as long as you have these extra re-inkers around. So this is just regular dye ink. I think that's cherry cobbler maybe from Stampin' Up! And some chocolate chip. And I'm going to take a good length of this ribbon. I probably use 18 to 24 inches. And then I'm going to soak it in that solution. And I realized that maybe I had a little too much water. And so you'll see me in a sec here. I'm picking it up to see what color it's turning. And it was a little too pink for me. I wanted it to be a deeper red. So while it's sopping wet, I'm just going to add a few more drops of the cherry cobbler re-inker, and this will stain your fingers. So that was me pretending to put on gloves in order to remind myself to tell you that if you are bothered by stained fingertips, then use gloves to do this. Once that's done, I just kind of squished it into my rag, and just to get the excess moisture off, and then I'm just using my heat tool to dry it, and it dries really fast. Probably took a minute or two of just steady, constant heat and movement for it to dry. And it was done in no time, and I think I did go and wash my hands so I didn't have any extra ink on my fingers. And there you go. I love the way that dyeing method crunches up the ribbon. I think it looks so vintage and I love it. And then I just took some red glitter Stickles, and then I'm just in a zigzag formation putting red glitter Stickles on my tree. And that sums up this tag. And you're wondering which friend I gave this to you? I can't remember right now. This week has been so busy, so I'm sure she's loving it. I think it was my friend Hillary, but there's a group of 10 of us and I only made 7. I just ran out of time, and that's what happened. So here's the original. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, and we will talk soon. Bye.